Instagram teen accounts have automatic protections for what teens see and who can contact them, plus time management tools. And Instagram will continue adding built-in safety features to help create age-appropriate experiences. Learn more about teen accounts and Instagram's ongoing work to protect teens online at instagram.com/teenaccounts.
Welcome back to Connect with Jonathan Mark. This week we are back with another missing persons case, and this one is crazy. The amount of details, everything. And I'm excited to share this because she was so open to have this come on, and law enforcement's aware, like everyone is on board. Now, I'm so close to the 500 reviews. Let's try and get there, because once I hit that, I'm giving away a reading like I do for every 100 5-star reviews. Please, let's welcome Linda. So you're here for your brother, correct?
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to talk about a couple of things of what he's shown, because he keeps putting a map in front of me. When they do that, it's technically like a missing persons case to some extent. It's like kind of piecing together like events that kind of happened for it. So okay, so one of the stuff he keeps basically showing, not basically, he does show this to me, so I'm sorry. It's not basically, but he keeps putting to me like, he keeps stacking wood. And when they do that and puts it in woods, I guess you can call it a cabin or something similar to what a cabin would be, right? It's like a woodsy, mountainy like type of area. It doesn't have to be like that. It's just he's putting it to me like he was in a very wooded area or like foresty type of area. I'm not from there, so like from an area like that. So, but what he's saying to me is the importance of why he was there and what happened there, because, and that's, I think is a big thing, because he keeps putting question marks and puzzle pieces in front of me. Essentially what that means is like putting together a puzzle to kind of help with the case. One of the things is that he's laughing at and he's pointing at you. You guys must have been very, very close, because he keeps saying, he keeps saying like you understand him better than other, I think majority of people in your family would. And he's also smiling and he's cheersing me with I have a Gatorade in front of me, but he's cheersing me basically saying like he's having a cold one, because he's saying he always liked to have a good time. So he keeps saying that he needs you to know that. So one of the things he's also kind of sharing with me also with this, and he's saying it's important, he's smiling at this. He's saying it's last conversations with certain people, because he's saying the last conversations was very important. And what he's also kind of mentioning to me about these last conversations is it's kind of like when someone like reassures someone like they're going to be okay. You know what I mean? And you're like, because he's laughing, saying that he never would have done that. But he also seems like a very family-oriented person, specifically with you, he keeps saying. And not that he wasn't with other people, like he keeps highlighting you. Now, what he's saying is that the thing, because he keeps putting missing items. Well, it's not missing items. It's items at the location that he went missing. He's saying that doesn't make sense, right? So he's saying like if people were to go missing, it's like, because he keeps throwing a wallet in front of me. It's like, why would a wallet be there? And he keeps putting keys and dangling keys in front of me. And he keeps saying like, why would he leave the things that are important to him to essentially go missing, is what he's saying. Yeah. What he's also saying that's interesting too is, and what he's saying too about this is, and people always say this, right? It's like, it's the company you keep, right? The people that you are around, because he's saying that, and people know with this podcast and stuff, since I work with law enforcement and there's a detective on this case on particular, I'm not going to be saying names because I don't want to affect like anything with the case.
Yeah.
But he keeps pointing at you saying it's the company that he kept. He keeps saying there was a couple, like 2 to 3 people, because he keeps putting himself around, saying that like, it's kind of like when people get questioned and there's unaccounted for information, right? Because he keeps showing to me there was too many unaccounted for information. But what he's saying, and he's laughing at it, is like, how could it be unaccounted for if you were there? Like there shouldn't be an unaccounted for information. And what he's also kind of showing to me too about this is, and he said, I don't know if this will make sense. It's just what he's showing to me.
Yeah.
His car, truck, whatever he drove, right? It could be car, truck, whatever he drove. He keeps pointing at it, saying like that's also like a very large piece of information that seemed to have been like glossed over, is what he keeps saying. Like it's one of those things that should have been highlighted more, but it wasn't, and it was very much glossed over. And he's saying to me that, what's interesting about this, and I don't know, I know I keep saying this, but I don't know if this will make sense. It seems like you were the person that was heading this case for him, right? Like it seems like people kind of just, I don't want to say checked out, right? But it's like sometimes people are like, he just went missing. Like, what are you going to do? And he's saying that, again, people that knew him like would know that he wouldn't just go missing, especially in a place that, I don't know if he was familiar with the place, but it seems like he keeps saying he just wouldn't go missing on a place like that. Now, what he's also saying to me too is, and he's joking about this because it seems like I do a lot of cases that are missing people like in these wooded areas for some reason. But he keeps saying to me he didn't go for a hike and just go missing from a hike. And he's saying that's what people keep saying. It's like going for a walk or a hike, whatever it is, and just couldn't find their way back or something. Because he's saying that he just wouldn't do that. Like that's not him. And
Right.
what he's also saying to me too is that it's like the intention, and he's laughing at saying this, but it's the intention of like, how people will get summer houses or like Airbnbs. They'll go places to like have fun with friends, drink, have fun. He's saying it's a similar intention at that point when he initially arrived, right? But what he's saying is that the company that you keep will always be a huge factor of things. And I know I already said this, but he's pointing, saying, the people that I'm talking about, because he keeps saying that it's important that, listen, like he's laughing, saying they're not even being revisited at this point, which is crazy. He's saying they're like looked at, but they're not being revisited to some extent. And he's saying like that's kind of bonkers. And what he's also saying too is it's kind of like when you put someone in a place that's acres upon acres upon acres and hundreds of miles. It's like, of course, like it's going to be very difficult to find anything because it's just like that. And what he keeps talking to me about too is where I guess the place was, like the cabin, the home, whatever it was. And then if you go up there, it's like a mountain area, right? He keeps saying there's mountain areas. So you have like inclined areas with rocks, and then you do have water sources, I'm sure, like streams. And because what he's saying is if you go by like the 1 to 2 mile location of where he was, he keeps saying that's essentially like he's not hundreds of miles somewhere. Like it's not like someone took like what's it called? Is it like an ATV or like a 4-wheel? Right. And they just like went nuts and they drove and then they came back. He's saying it's nothing like that, because if someone did do that, aside from having tire marks, which people would know, but you would get lost, he's saying. Like you just would get lost in that area, because what he keeps saying to me that there's a 2-mile radius that he's saying is extremely important to look at. But at the same token of that, he keeps saying there's ridges and water, right? Because he keeps putting a mountain area in front of me. But the thing that's important about the mountain area is he keeps putting, it's kind of like, when I use the word like cliff and rocks, he keeps putting like drops, like there's drops of sorts. It doesn't have to be 30 feet. It could be like 4 feet, right? It doesn't have to be as drastic as that. But what he keeps basically showing to me about that is that there's, and again, I don't know if it's like a lake, a stream, but it's essentially it's similar to a case I just did. It's like when 2 water sources are parallel from each other, but they don't have to essentially connect, but they're parallel to each other. Because he's saying that he's in that area about 1 to 2 miles up from it. Because again, he keeps saying to me like the importance of where he is. It's mountain area. It's hill-like is what he keeps saying. It's not. Yeah. It's not flat surface. So it's not like they got a lake house and everything is flat. He's saying it's very hill-like is what he's saying. So he's saying that becomes even more difficult. Now, what he's saying, which is also becoming more difficult, and he's laughing at this, is wildlife is what he keeps saying. He keeps saying the wildlife is bananas there. He keeps joking. He keeps going like this to me, like bears, moose. He keeps saying there's like pretty much everything. And he's saying that they're violent animals. They're not like animals that will let you kind of coast by. So he's saying that that was a huge part of what they did. It's like putting a body close. And people know this, just like I learned this through training and stuff. But if you go by a water source, a lot of animals go there, obviously, to feed, to drink, whatever. If you put something there, it's easy access for these like animals because and that's what he keeps saying. And that's why he's saying it's strategic of what they did. Like it basically, there's a difference to me between a planned murder and an impulsive murder, obviously. His pretty premeditated because it seems like everything was just too cleaned, is what he's saying. Like everything was too clean. So there wasn't any hiccups, there wasn't anything. It was too premeditated, is what he keeps saying. And what he's also kind of mentioning to me too is, and why I'm saying it was sophisticated or whatever, is because he keeps saying the two water sources, they put them there because it's like when people are outdoorsy people, they know that animals go there to feed at night or to feed even during the day, but mostly at night. And he's saying like that's exactly when it happened. It's like at that time. And he's laughing, saying, why would he go for a walk at night? Like, why would he just like wander off at night? He's saying there's rhymes to reasons to this. And what he's saying to me also is that there's a couple things. Like the first thing is that he's extremely thankful for you. And the reason that I'm saying that, aside from you guys being close, is it's kind of bringing this case back to light, right? It's kind of like if it goes at like an X amount of time, because he's saying you got a detective back on the case. Like it wasn't easy, he's saying. Like it just was not an easy task to do. Even if it was like in their files or as like an unsolved or missing persons, it's sometimes really hard to get that file pushed back to the top when there's other cases that are stacking on top. He's saying like you busted your butt to get it back put in front of people's eyes. And that's why he keeps saying he's thanking you for doing this. When I say there's light at the end of the tunnel, I do believe there is going to be some type of answer. And the reason why, do I think it's going to be solved? Probably not like in the sense like coming up soon. What I mean by light at the end of the tunnel, I do think something's going to come up to progress this case forward because he's saying that there's movements that are happening.
This is your fix.
I am your host, Stassi Schroeder. Welcome to Tell Me Lies, the official podcast. What's the most unhinged thing of season 3?
Steven, because he's so evil.
I do think he is misunderstood.
You see everyone face consequences.
It's intoxicating. The writers just know how to trick you. There's always a twist in this show. Tell Me Lies, the official podcast, January 6th, and stream the new season of Tell Me Lies, January 13th on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+.
Starting a business can seem like a daunting task, unless you have a partner like Shopify. They have the tools you need to start and grow your business. From designing a website to marketing to selling and beyond, Shopify can help with everything you need. There's a reason millions of companies like Mattel, Heinz, and Allbirds continue to trust and use them. With Shopify on your side, turn your big business idea into... Sign up for your $1 per month trial at shopify.com/special offer.
If you don't mind, I think people would want to hear from your perspective of everything, of your relationship with him, obviously your brother, and everything that kind of occurred.
Okay. Well, the relationship I had, he was 5 years older than I was.
Okay.
Biological brother, grew up in a mining town. We were brought up to survive in the woods. My dad would not let us out without knowing. I knew how to survive in the woods at 2 years old, I think.
Oh my God.
And my dad was so protective of that. And so he made sure that we knew how to do that. So that's separate. So very familiar with the woods. Your description of the animals, the wildlife, absolutely was in our DNA. So that was a mystery to me when he went missing, is because I know he had survival skills.
Right.
So if he just went out and did something, he would know how to protect himself from that,
right.
Most likely. One of the pieces that you hit on 100%, if I can say it, where absolutely blew it out is that the day that the last conversations, I was going in a car out. I used to do a little bit of modeling and stuff. I was in the car with the girls. I went back out downstairs, gave them a hug and said, I love you, and went back out and never thought another minute about that because we always did that. That's how close we were. And he was my protector from some childhood situations. So he always took it upon himself. So he got married at 21 and he went missing at the age of 22. So I was 17 and my parents got catatonic. They couldn't do anything. They were paralyzed. And I remember the day it happened as I was walking home and I saw my dad's car, because in mining, you're home at 5:00 on the dot.
Right.
You eat at 5:05.
Yeah.
And I came home and they were walking down the steps and they said to me, don't open the door. Don't do anything. We're going out and just don't do a thing. And I was like, what the hell is this? And so I turned on the TV and there's my brother's picture. His wife worked at the local TV station. So it got broadcast. So this makes this case even more visible because he was right there without me even knowing it. Right. I found out through the television. Anyway, so he took his Volkswagen with a couple of guys from work, which I don't know who they were, but he changed jobs and he met up with these guys over at work. So that's a mystery to me, is who they were. But they went out in his little Volkswagen. So that Volkswagen was in at a cabin, which you described, in the woods, and they were clearing a hydro line. So they built 3 cabins, and these guys squatted on one of them. So that's how they stayed there. The wallet and the keys make this 100% accurate, because that has been everybody's focus. Why would, and not to me, my brother's too smart to leave his wallet and car keys at the table. We grew up street smart. You're not going to do that no matter what.
Right.
But they told the police that they made a deal that if anything happened to anybody, that they would have the keys to get out. So how weird is that, Jonathan?
That is weird.
They set it up that way. So when you say premeditated, why would that not be a premeditated act?
Right.
So everybody said, oh yeah, that's why they left them there. But that became the mystery of why he went missing. He walked away because he didn't want anybody to know his identity. So that's been, you nailed it 100%. That's been the whole nucleus of people making up stories. And I have to say that from a person, this 60 years ago, it never leaves you with people, wanting to. I just think there should be some way for people to understand how painful it is when they do that. But anyway, so he went out apparently, and they were moose hunting. So you got the animals right. And apparently he went one way and the guys went the other way, and they never saw him again. Snow fell 18 inches, which is not unusual in Northern Ontario, Northern Canada.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So that was another thing. So you're right. There was a body of water and the mountains and the rocks. And that's definitely in the view going in a 2-mile radius.
Wow.
So you've covered a whole lot of ground of facts that have been lost somewhat, in this case, but I've never given up. And another sort of summary on this is my mom just passed away at 104. And she asked if I could find him and bring him home.
Oh my God. And
yeah.
I, you know what? Like, I really believe you're going to find something. And it's interesting too that you bring up about the snowfall, because like I was saying before, and kind of what you validated just before about having this like awareness of being outdoors and like this, like, being able to survive, like these survival skills that you're talking about.
Yeah.
If it starts like pounding snow, your first instinct is to turn and to like have like landmarks, kind of like to know where you're going back, and then slowly make your way back. You don't have to go at a rocket pace. And he kept showing to me that he knew how to survive in the worst and worst conditions. And to me, that's a worse condition when it just dumps like 18 inches of snow in a short period of time. So that's why I was like assuming at like a very like early point about this, like how much like this could have been premeditated to some extent, and how it's not to like, whatever, but it was like a perfect storm, essentially. You have 18 inches of snow, you're going moose hunting, like you have all these factors and stuff. The biggest thing for me that I was like kind of like scratching my head about was the wallet aspect of things, because like 100%. Why would you go like regardless, like if you're going hunting and like, God forbid something happens, right? Like God forbid the worst of the worst happens, to identify someone, like you need a license, a credit card, a debit, like even back then, like any form of identification that you can have. And that's what he keeps smiling at, saying like that was also overlooked as well too. Like was those like the keys in that and the wallet. And that's why he's saying that he hopes that the people that are listening to this like can really dive into this case and really start pulling out like certain things. Really, the 2 mile radius landmark stuff that he brought to me is from my like there's multiple parts to this, is a large part of like what people should be looking for from my perspective of things, just because it would kind of zero down like if you find anything, it could be anything. It could be a piece of his clothing. It really could be anything that would be a very crucial movement. And like I said, it could be dug under like a bunch of like soil and dirt, but just to find like a fabric or something would kind of rip this case like open in a large way. And that's what he's saying that he wants people to try and like look for, are like those landmarks. And he's also saying too, like maybe it happened 60 years ago, but he keeps saying hunting is hunting, and the areas are always like, you have areas of hunting that are better than others. And he's saying like that area was, he keeps pointing rifles, like known for hunting because of the water sources is what he keeps saying. So you have all these animals coming. So he's saying like those are the things that he felt that were kind of like overlooked with that stuff. And
100%.
And like I said, like I'm so happy to be working on this case with you and everyone. And I am just so thankful that you trusted me to do this. And I just want to say thank you, because I know everyone that's listening is going to be very invested. And I think it would be important to get this case out. So thank you. And thank everyone that's a part of this case for letting us do this. And again, thank you.
Thank you, because it's lifted, he's relying on me. So I got to be the kid's sister to figure this out for him.
And you definitely will be. So you definitely will be. So again, thank you. And
thanks, Jonathan.
We'll keep everyone updated on this. Like absolutely everyone will be updated on this. So
thank you so much.
No problem. Linda, thank you so much for coming on. I so appreciate it. Every week, I'm going to be coming back with new episodes, so please stay tuned for that. Also, thank you guys so much for just being a part of this amazing family. Let's continue to help out these people that are coming on. It really helps out the families, helps out law enforcement. Please do not forget to follow my Instagram, my Facebook, my TikTok, my YouTube over at Jonathan Mark Medium. And if you have any cases that you want me to speak about or that you are directly affected, please email connectjonathanmark@gmail.com. All right, guys, I'll see you next week.